Hello, everybody, and welcome to another video of Green Square Talks Battlebots. Pory and Civilian Arc are here once again, co-hosting as they usually do. How you both doing on this fine night?
My wife.
I'm doing very good. I had a nice day of game hunting, and now I'm here to talk robots in the second podcast that I've filmed today. So yes, how are you, Green?
Doing quite well here. We all know how Civilian Arc's doing, so I'll just get on to what's next. So,
Wow.
what? You already responded with a Borat reference.
My wife.
My wife.
But yeah, we are back once again with two more podcasts. Last time we reviewed the Scorpios. Oh, not Scorpios. What am I thinking? Ice Wave and Bronco Bounty. This
Might
time
as
we
well
are
be the
reviewing the
Scorpio too.
Tombstone and the Beta bounties here. And yeah, should be a good time. So we're going to start with the Tombstone bounty. We're going to go through each battle one by one as we normally do. And yeah, you guys ready to begin?
You know
Mammoth.
We're going to start with
it.
Gruff and Gemini here. And you'd probably notice if you've seen the fight, Gemini looks a little different, as you could see,
Mhm.
as they came in rather than with two 125-pound bots, they came in with one 250-pound bot, which I don't know if they were testing that out or something like that, testing out something new or whatever, or if that could potentially be the next season design, assuming Gemini potentially returns for another season. But either way, who knows?
What I think maybe is a possibility. I could be wrong. I feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, especially if you're on Team Gemini. But I'm thinking that that uppercut just messed up the one Gemini so bad that they could only go in with one of them anyways. Because I mean, it would have been more practical to go in with both of them against Gruff anyway. Because that configuration is pretty much for like if Gemini got pitted against like Tombstone or something.
Yeah. I like this. It definitely uppercut definitely messed up that one bot. Not the
Mhm.
one that got not the one that got booted, but the other
The
one.
other one,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, Uppercut definitely screwed one of those bots pretty badly when those two fought. And
yeah, it destroyed it.
yep. But yeah, in this one, Gruff's strategy was clearly like prevent the forks from making contact with the horizontal spinner, but then grapple them so that way they could torch them with flame. And
Yeah,
that was clearly the case as for what they did, and they managed to do that successfully. In my opinion, this was probably one of the first time we saw Gruff like effectively use its flamethrower amongst the 2019 season and the 2020 season. I don't know. You guys could contradict that if you can think of anything.
Copperhead. Apparently, it melted Copperhead's wheels pretty good.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that would be a good example of that. Well, I will say first one of the 2020 season, and
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah, definitely.
yeah, as that thing definitely torched Gemini, and then we eventually saw them get stuck on the pulverizer in a position we've never seen happen before. Well, at least that I could think of, where Gemini got counted out and Gruff advanced with the knockout. So, gotta hear from
Yeah.
you two on that one, on this fight.
I mean, Gemini held its own, but there wasn't really much they could do, especially since they only had one of the twins to work with. It was pretty much Gruff's fight to win, if you ask me.
Yeah. Like that was pretty much a gruff domination fight. But while I do think Gruff would win anyway, I do want to point out, I think didn't Gemini get counted out when it was like on top of the pulverizer?
Yep, which,
Yeah.
yeah, I mentioned prior to this. But
I,
yes,
I I
yeah.
feel like I feel like that's kind of an unfair knockout. I feel like Gruff team
Eh,
should have.
Here's the
That's
thing.
the,
The button is for the polarizer to come down. I don't think they have the power to make it go up because it's not like a pivot or anything. They press that button, the hammer comes down, and then it's supposed to automatically come up. But if there's like a 250-pound robot sitting on top of it, then there's not much
oh,
you can do.
if that's the case, then yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing as getting stuck on like the screws. Like it's if it can't move with the robot on top of it, then so be it. It's not Gruff's fault.
But yeah, you could still make that argument, civilian, that yeah, something like that could have been prevented or anything like that. Like I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, was a pretty impressive win by Gruff in this one. You two got anything else, or should we get to the next battle?
There's not much to say with this one.
Yeah, and once
That's it.
again, there's no particular order with these fights, so yeah. So next up, we
Oh
got
boy.
Jackpot and Deadlift here, and yeah, I think this was the real bounty where we saw major potential out of Deadlift. Like we talked
Yeah.
about how we saw some
Yeah.
potential in Deadlift in the Ice Wave bounty when they fought Ghost Raptor last time we were here. This time they were in this bounty as well where they took on Jackpot to lead off the round, and dang, that thing just bullied around Jackpot like mad
Yeah.
and just did not give Jackpot much of a chance. Since Jackpot did land a few sparks and land a few hits like to the front and to the lifter of Deadlift, but other than that, Deadlift just completely outdrove them and pushed them around.
Yeah.
Including
Yeah.
it was quite genius how they used the arena, pushed Jackpot in their spinner first, which killed Jackpot's weapon, then flipped them over on the perfect side too. And
Yeah. Like that was the deadlift just drove that fight brilliantly. Like that was a beautiful performance, and I feel that alone should give the selection committee the consideration to bring them back because I really like deadlift. It's a very sleek, good design. It's got a lot of potential. It's super well driven. Sure they had gremlins in the beginning of the season, but like most
Yeah.
robots
Like,
did, including Jackpot.
yeah.
yeah, without a doubt. And eventually, as I said, Jackpot got flipped over, but then in a way, because their self rider works from one position, but then sticks out in the other way. They got
Yeah.
flipped over in the position where their self rider stuck out in the air, so Jackpot could not self right, and so they were counted out. And Deadlift managed to advance after that. And yeah, any other thoughts on
Yeah.
this battle?
Hey, Green.
What?
You remember when we predicted Jackpot to go all the way in this
Yeah, we
bounty?
had Jackpot winning this entire bounty, and yeah,
Oh my god.
I do got some
The he,
awesome Jackpot pieces though. I don't know how well you guys can see, but two awesome gears.
I have a big one too, but I don't feel like getting it.
Fair enough. Yeah, Pory is a
oh.
big one like mine too.
Yeah.
They're quite fun. Yeah, which the big one came from. Yeah, it would be a sub, not Sub Zero. Lockjaw and Rotator, and I think the small one's unused, but it looks used to me. Who knows though?
Yeah.
But either way, though, still fun to get two parts from one amazing team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, any other thoughts on this battle?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Deadlift advanced to the next round where they took on Gruff. Once again, excellent performance from Deadlift. This was definitely a great win, and like what Pori said, I
Yeah.
hope they get accepted into Battlebots, assuming they applied again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got this battle, probably my favorite of the bounty, in my opinion. Well,
It was a
one of
pretty
my
good one.
top two is what I'd say. And
Yeah.
So yeah, there's one other that I think could pass it to. So Kraken and Claw Viper here. This one this one was really one where we saw a bunch of moments from both sides on this one. Because we
Yeah.
saw Kraken get a few
Yeah.
excellent bites on Claw Viper. Claw Viper got a few excellent lifts and even got a few grapples in there. And this was an entertaining battle to watch. And yeah, it was overall a back and forth fight until the 3 minutes struck. 3 minute clock struck zero and went to the
Yeah.
judges, where I think they unanimously scored it for Kraken.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, you guys got any thoughts on this battle?
Oh, I mean, it was a fun fight. There's really not much that can be said about this one, but it was a fun fight, and it was fun to see Claw Viper one last time.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And this was probably one of the fights where Claw Viper was like the most functional like this season, because like we saw in Black Dragon and Gigabytes, like they did take they did take a bunch of big hits that caused like their drive system to slow down and stuff. Like we didn't really see that much in this one. I don't know if that's because Kraken isn't a spinner bot here, but
Yeah,
It's probably the case because, like,
that's probably
yeah.
the case, yeah.
Either way, though, way to go to Claw Viper for going the full 3 minutes and putting up a heck of a show in this battle. Even though it did end in a loss for them, it was a good loss in my opinion. If it was
Oh yeah,
the regular season.
yeah.
I agree.
So yeah. So then, what do you guys think of the judge's decision on this one?
It was fine.
I have mixed opinions about it, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like this is like a decision where I could make a case for both of them on why they should have won.
Yeah,
So, like, it's not a decision I'm gonna complain and just make a big deal about. Unlike another
um,
Kraken fight we're getting into.
we'll
But
get to that.
Yeah.
this is, I guess this is, I'll just say I disagree with the decision, but it's not a decision where I'm gonna outright say that Kraken did nothing to deserve that win because it did do a lot.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did agree with that judge's decision, as I felt, even though I felt like their weapon usage was relatively even in terms of who had the better stuff. Like Kraken got a lot in. Kraken got not just the crusher in, but that flame probably did some damage. And I think if I remember right, Claw Viper did lose a piece or two in that battle. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I'm wanting to pull up the
I
fight
mean
or
that
something like that.
that black rod there looks like it's a piece of Claw Viper.
Yeah, which is very possible, and stuff. But yeah, I think Kraken would win in the damage area. I'll probably go. Honestly, I'll probably just go 3-2 here for that one,
Yeah,
because there wasn't really much damage other than what I'm thinking of and
yeah,
stuff. Aggression and control, just go 2-1 for one of them and 2-1 for the other, because both of them it was relatively even. I'll probably give Kraken 2 points in control. So I think they had a little more control of the battle. But then I'll give
yeah,
Claw Viper the edge in aggression. But both bots were very aggressive and stuff. Like, yeah, this was a close fight. It was probably not an easy one to call.
yeah. I agree. It's
Yeah.
with the fight, it's like I thought Kraken won, but like if Claw Viper had won, I wouldn't really have been bothered by it.
Oh yeah, kind of like the few of the decisions I've disagreed with during the
Yeah,
regular season. Like, I wouldn't be mad if Claw Viper won this battle or anything like that.
yeah,
So yeah, anything else on this battle?
yeah.
Next
Uh,
battle, which I'm sure is one that a lot of us would would have would want to see. We got the battle between the tallest robot and the widest robot here. And yeah,
Yeah.
this was an interesting battle here. So yeah,
Yeah, this one was
multiple
fun.
times we saw Mammoth and Smee charge at each other, and Mammoth managed to push them back with the lifter, try to flip them, even got one flip in on them, which was very difficult for them to do with Smee's design here. And eventually, Smee managed to do some damage with those horizontal spinners, where Mammoth ended up collapsing following that, and that ended up leading to Mammoth's downfall, and Smee ended up winning this battle in a knockout. So, I don't know what you two got to add to that summary.
It's a fun fight. It was I mean, it was a very good job on Swee's part. It was a lot of fun. And God damn it, civilian arc. Dude's out of
Civilian
control.
arc.
I just think of Smee, and then I think of Mammoth getting de-smeated.
Oh gosh. Uh, a classic civilian arc. But
Yeah,
yeah, this Yeah, I think it was Civilian Arc and I who was on the podcast when we predicted these things. But I remember I was
yeah.
kind of mentioning how I wasn't sure how entertaining this battle was going to be, and I was betting this one was probably gonna might be a little more on the boring side here. That wasn't exactly the case here, because we saw lots of fun moments by these bots, and I found it to be a relatively entertaining battle here.
It
And
Yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah, Smee ended up advancing after getting the knockout victory. Like what Pory said, excellent job on Smee's part here to come out with that victory. And yeah, wait, yeah, it was nice to see Smee get another victory here in this season.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
anything else from you two? Oh God, what do you got, Civilian Arc?
Nothing.
Got these mammoth parts, and I'm not afraid to use them, Civilian. Nah, I wouldn't use those on Civilian Arc.
Yeah, you'd use your Valkyrie wheel.
No. No, I wouldn't use the Valkyrie wheel. I got something
You ever
better.
you ever use the Valkyrie wheel as a frisbee?
No? Why would
Oh.
I do that?
Why not?
Why would I use it as a Why would I use a Valkyrie wheel as a frisbee? If it was thinner,
Because
if
Valkyrie,
it was thinner, I might consider that, but it's not.
because Valkyrie is all about flying, right?
When it
And
fights Whiplash, sure.
and frisbees fly. So if you use a Valkyrie wheel,
I think this jackpot gear would be a much better frisbee than a Valkyrie wheel.
yeah, but it'd be a lot harder to find where you throw it.
Yeah. Well, next fight now.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. So next up, we got Gruff and Deadlift here. And as you can see in this image, we saw more great deadlift moments here.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
Gruff was having a lot of trouble in this battle. Deadlift went head on with Gruff, was winning the ground game, lifting them up, flipping them over a few times, torched them with their own flamethrower, their parts of the fight, and they won the fight. Unfortunately, not, as unfortunately, those big bad reliability problems got to them, and I think their drive system had shut down during that or something like that.
No, their
And
their
No,
weapon their weapon got stuck up and then it got flipped.
yeah.
oh, that would be it. Yeah. Yeah,
Wait,
misinformation on my part. Yeah, their weapon. Jeez, I don't know why I didn't remember that off the top of my head. So, but yeah,
And it happened in the Ghost
their
Chopper
lifter
fight.
got stuck, and Gruff eventually managed to get the opportunity, and Deadlift got flipped over, and they couldn't self right, and yeah. So, what do you two think of this battle?
Another great performance on deadlifts where like if they hadn't had reliability issues, they definitely would have won that fight.
yeah, like even if they had kept their reliability issues going into this fight, as long as they didn't get flipped and they kept this going to the judges, they would have most
They would
definitely
have
won
won, yeah.
this decision.
Yeah, definitely. As the fight was really all theirs until they had weapon problems that caused that all to happen. And then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and yeah, I think Gruff got a little lucky and got away with this one. As yeah, they were definitely not winning the driving match between these two bots. But still, at least managed to walk away with the victory, where they will take on the winner of Kraken and Smee, which we'll be discussing up next.
Oh boy.
And yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. So, you two got any last minute thoughts on this one?
No,
Battlebots, except Deadlift.
Yeah,
please.
except deadlift. That's like out of all like the newcomer bots that like didn't make the tournament, like excluding Malice and Jackpot, I feel like deadlift has the most potential.
Deadlift and Malice and Jackpot did make the tournament though.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Oh,
excluding bots, the newcomers that did make the tournament, aka Malice and Jackpot.
yeah.
Fair enough. So now let's get to this one.
Oh boy.
Kraken and Smee, which had the internet going crazy. Well, crazy for a little while, and had a
Yeah.
few of the people on here going crazy. We got Kraken and Smee in this one, so kind of an overall summary of this one. Kraken seemed to have their strategy seemed to be either bite onto the control areas, one of the horizontal spinner areas, or get to the back side of Smee and bite them from there. That was not happening for most of this battle here. Kraken was stuck with attacking the front of Smee, and that did not work out for them at all. As Smee was just getting underneath them like crazy in this one, including managed to land a few nice shots to the sides and the back side of Kraken. And
Yeah.
Smee was giving Kraken so much trouble in this fight. But then I think it was like the last minute struck. Kraken did manage to get a few good holds. As they got one of the control areas here, managed to sink their teeth into the sides, close to yeah that image right there where they managed to bite into Smee and also spit out a bunch of flames at them. Then the last 10 seconds, something like that, they got one excellent hold from the front, one excellent bite up there, which I think was probably the best control moment of the match
Yeah.
before it went to the
Yeah.
judges. So we might as well talk about the judges' decision now, since I know you two got stuff to say about that one.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So who's
You can go
first?
ahead.
I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first.
So damage, I'm gonna say 3-2 3-2 Smee. Oh, actually 3-2 Kraken, because I feel like it had more weapon usage.
Yeah.
But like there was no like damage going on there. Control, I'd say probably say 2-1 Smee.
Mm-hmm.
And aggression, both of them were pretty but like if I had to pick one, I'd pick Smee. I don't know. I think I should probably rewatch the fight also because I don't remember much of this fight. This was because like I kind of found this bounty pretty forgettable, if I'm
That's
being
fine.
honest.
Yeah.
But like from what I recall, I feel like Smee should have won. But
Yeah,
like
I probably should. Oh, you go ahead, sorry.
I can see why they chose Kraken.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Tori.
I don't I mean, I don't. I'm not like mad about the decision, but I probably would have voted for Smee on this one. There's not
Yeah,
really
this
much
isn't.
else to say.
It's not like a. This isn't like a Tender Love versus Mars from Battlebots or anything. It's not that bad.
Bashbot's controversy.
Yeah, Bashbot's
Green Square
controversy
talk
on a Battlebots
Bashbots.
podcast. Uh,
Pory Nog talks Bashbots.
uh, in terms of my opinion on the decision, I did agree with the decision, believe it or not. Like, in
Why?
terms of damage, I am actually going 4-1 for Kraken on this one. The combination of the bite right on the control area, and the fact, look at the front of Smee right there. Like, there are very few
Like,
E's left on there. Like,
That is just
even though
cosmetic
that's like
though.
mostly decoration and stuff, like with a fight that with a
then,
fight with very little damage like this, that could still very much count and stuff. Like,
Rusty and Kraken was cosmetic damage, but like, I guess Rusty didn't win that.
Alright.
but yeah. So in terms of control, if not for the last moment there, if not for that last bite that Kraken got, I would have given all three control points to Smee. But instead, I'm gonna go 2-1 for Smee on that one, and then aggression. I'm probably gonna go 2-1 for Smee on that one too. Both of them did have quite a few big aggression moments, but the number of times that Kraken and Smee charged into each other, and then Kraken ended up backing off. I'm going to give Smee an extra aggression point for that. So, yeah, I'm going to score it 6-5 for Kraken on this one. So,
That's fair.
That's fair.
but yeah, it was a very close judge's decision. I wouldn't be surprised if other people disagree with me on anything like this and stuff. Like, you're welcome to comment below if you disagree with this. Like, yeah, this is another decision where if it went in Smee's direction, I wouldn't be mad one bit, as this was a close battle and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, so anything else on this battle?
No.
Uh, this Smee didn't get Smee didn't be Smeet another bot again.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I was thinking I failed.
All right.
Bro.
Next up, we got the bounty final before the winner of this got to fight Tombstone. We got Kraken and Gruff. First thing I'm gonna say, Kraken looks awesome in that. Kraken came in with a bunch of foil for some defense against against Gruff's flamethrower here, and that thing looks sweet. I don't know whether it looks like a more like a sea monster or an alien, but either way, that thing looks awesome. And yeah, so yeah, we saw lots of big action even in this one between both of these bots. As I know, Kraken got a hold or two on Gruff. Gruff got a few good lifts in here. But one big problem with the add-ons that Kraken added for this battle is they really struggled to self-right whenever they got flipped over. Like, normally what we would see if they got flipped over in one of their first few battles is that the design of their bot would allow them to roll right back up and be able to drive properly and stuff. pretty much roll right to their original and correct position. And yeah, with the foil they added, they really couldn't do that as easily, and it was problematic for them in the battle like this. And
Yeah,
so, yeah, Gruff ended up taking a bunch of pieces off of that extra armor and managed to get quite a few excellent lifts and get a few great flamethrower moments in that one and cooked the Kraken here.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
It's
the first time that Matt Spurk has released the Kraken and Kraken got cooked in the arena.
yeah. It was a fun fight. I mean, and that new configuration is was cool looking. It's like when you like wrap up a fish in tinfoil and you put it on the grill, like it's like something like sort of like that.
Yeah,
But
I
definitely.
can,
you know, it was
I
a it
can,
was a fun fight though, and it's a Kraken held its own for a little while, but Gruff just did a really good job in it.
yeah, yeah. I can kind of when I first saw this design, I kind of thought it was kind of dumb, but now that I think about it, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
So like, but yeah, it did kind of hinder Kraken also because of the self-rating thing.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it was excellent protection until I think Gruff's forks started to really mess it up, and eventually the flame got to Kraken's internals, and yeah, I think they were smoking at the end of the battle just to show that there was damage done to their internals also.
yeah.
And yeah, we haven't seen many great flamethrower performances from Gruff, and we saw another one here in this battle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, so this battle also went to the judges. Is what do you guys think of the judges' decision?
Wasn't it a KO?
I'm pretty sure it was a judge's decision for
Oh wait,
Gruff.
never mind.
I want
It was almost a KO.
Yeah,
I want to say Kraken almost got counted out, but like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that
right.
sounds
Yeah,
about
you're
right.
right. But yeah, I agreed with the decision.
yeah, that was correct.
Yeah, same here. There's yeah, damage I would have gone probably 4-1 for Gruff in this case. Aggression and control I'd probably go 2-1 on both of them for Gruff here. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, was an excellent battle from both of these bots. Another fun fight to watch. Great look from Kraken, of course. There's just gotta admire that.
yeah,
Matt Spurk always comes up with something fun for each fight, along with his usual fun performance that he's got here. And yeah, all right. So Gruff being the bounty winner of this one, they got the opportunity to rematch with Tombstone in this one for an opportunity to win a larger share of the $25,000 grand prize for this bounty. So in this one, Gruff came in with rather than both of their forks, they came in with a rod kind of something like that. I don't know if you guys got a better definition for that. Also,
I
just to
think
warn
they,
you, if you notice right in there, that's an image from their fight in the 2019 season, as I couldn't find an image from this battle. Basically,
yeah,
Gruff came in with a rod, and they were hoping to get to Tombstone's weapon chain with that, as of my knowledge. And
yeah. That's the plan.
yeah,
yeah, and use their front to slow down Tombstone's spinner whenever needed, just so the rod wouldn't get damaged. Unfortunately, though, eventually the rod did get damaged after quite a few hits from Tombstone. Don't get me wrong, it did last a while. So yeah, and
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
eventually the hits from Tombstone Spinner was a little too much for Gruff's drive system, and they ended up started off one side of drive, and then eventually couldn't move, and they were counted out. Oh, leaving Tombstone as out of the six bounties that we've seen out of the bounties we've seen up to this point. This was the first bounty where the legend won the fight. And so, what
Yeah.
do you both think of this battle?
It went about how I expected it to.
Yeah, like the thing is, think I think they had the rod in mind, but I think it was also they also used it because they didn't want bent forks going into the Tombstone fight, like
Yeah,
already bent forks, because like they haven't really repaired themselves at like since their Whiplash fight, and that's like been like I want to say like 5 fights before this fight, so like
yeah,
Yeah, I found the rod idea to be like a relatively creative idea. Felt like it was a reasonable idea to go with too for a bot
I
like
like the idea.
Tombstone and yeah. Not that I'm saying that you're criticizing it or anything like that, civilian.
Uh,
And our
like I'm not criticizing it. Like I think it's a good idea, and I think if it I think like in theory, if it worked, Gruff could have won.
oh yeah, yeah. If they manage to get to the weapon belt of Tombstone and stop the spinner, or like they by far have the better push design between the two, including would be able to torch Tombstone with that flame, and I think Tombstone would. I think their internals would react to the flame faster than most bots, in my opinion. But
Yeah,
I could be wrong about that.
they don't
yeah,
have that tough armor, so they could cook right through it.
Yeah, kind of my thoughts behind that, but yeah, Tombstone got the shots they needed into this one and managed to walk home with extra money in their pockets. So, and yeah, was a entertaining fight to watch. Was a great opportunity to see. Yeah, so I'm sure a lot of people wanted to see a Gruff and Tombstone rematch after that controversial decision in 2019 and such. So,
Gruff was robbed.
in my opinion, I disagree or I agreed with the decision.
oh yeah, me too. Gruff didn't win that, unfortunately. They put up a good fight, but they didn't win.
Yeah,
Come,
what
come
Pory
on,
said.
man. Come on, man.
Alright, so anything else on this battle?
No.
Mammoth.
Fair enough. So now on to the second bounty, where we got the Beta bounty, featuring many other great bots. We got Lockjaw, Axe Backwards. It was the first time we've seen Rampage. Of course, though, we have seen their untelevised battles. All the basement fights were released on YouTube, so if you haven't seen those, be sure to go check them out.
Yeah,
And yeah, see the return of Fusion, get to see Aegis once again, then also the returns of Bloodsport, Slammo, and Hijinks as well. And all of them looking to get the opportunity to take on Beta for a big portion of the $25,000 used per bounty. And if you're wondering what I'm saying by the portion of the $25,000 thing, uh, I don't know the exact amount for each of these, but basically all bots, including the legend, get a small portion of the $25,000 just for participating in this. Then between the 8 bots, with however many fights they win, they get that much added to it, some amount that I can't think of. And then
yeah,
whoever wins between Beta and whoever the last man standing between the 8 bots are wins the rest of the $25,000. So,
yeah,
yeah, I wouldn't remember the exact totals. I know I've seen them somewhere, but I don't know them off the top of my head.
yeah.
So,
I don't either.
civilian arc, no.
Nope.
Yeah, that's fine. So, let's go ahead and get on to this bounty, where we'll start with Lockjaw and Axe Backwards. Where
Ooh,
Lockjaw, I'm not sure if they came in with like a new spinner or new weapon design or
I
both,
th
but
I think it was the new motor is what they came in with.
that's
yeah,
possible as well. But Lockjaw looked quite a bit different coming into this battle because of that, and sure enough, it worked out in their favor here as they were still able to land some devastating shots, destroy Axe backwards for the most part, and managed to come out of this one with a relatively easy KO. And it was an entertaining battle, in my opinion. So, what do you
Yeah.
two think of this battle?
I find
Um,
it Kurt was kind of funny in this fight.
yeah, he
Kurt's
was.
always
I
funny.
remember I remember him saying taunting Lockjaw and Donald, saying
He's not moving.
he's not moving. I'm more mobile than him. Uh-oh. Like that was just hilarious banter.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the banter talk that Kirk is involved with is funny. So yeah, there was the
Like
banter in this fight. There was the banter between him and Bunny. It's too bad though,
yeah.
because Bunny told us there was a bunch of banter between the two of them before this fight that supposedly they did record, but never made the TV or anything like that. So, which I'm
Yeah.
a little disappointed in because it sounds fun.
Like
Yeah.
telling Kurt to suck it is funny enough
Oh yeah,
anyways.
yeah, they at least got the suck it Kurt moment in
Yeah.
there, which was quite funny. Uh, but yeah, Kurt might not win many fights with axe backwards, but he sure does know how to put up a show, even if that means trash talking or causing lots of banter with his opponents.
Yeah.
uh, so yeah, anything else on this battle?
Not much to say on this one. It went how I expected as well.
Yeah.
Battlebots, you should post the extra banter between Kurt and Bunny.
It should be like a
Supporter
podcast
content.
where it's just Kurt and Bunny trash talking.
Let's get both of them on the podcast.
And we
Yeah,
already
that'd
Yeah,
be cool.
yeah.
we
Contact me
already
in the
have
green square for that on Insta.
we already have Bunny with us. So all we
Oh
need
yeah,
is Kurt.
exactly. Next up, we got Rampage and Fusion. So this wasn't Rampage's first appearance in the battle box, but it was the first appearance on screens for this one, since their first battle was untelevised. So they happen to draw Fusion here in the bounties. And yeah,
Went
Rip.
how I expected.
yeah, that's about how this went, this summary. So,
Yeah. With this fight, it's like the funny thing with this fight is like up until the fight card for this was released, like a lot of people were convinced that Rampage pulled a an electric ray, like like they showed up to the event, but they weren't actually combat ready since we didn't know that the Black Widow fight happened until later on. But this fight happened, and they even got like a pretty lengthy promo. Like they had like a promo talk and like with the Rampage people like talking about how they built
Yeah,
it and stuff.
I liked
But
how them doing that. That was kind of cool.
yeah, like it's like, oh, we didn't put your robot on TV at all, but at least we'll give you a little bit of a spotlight. That was all. That
Yeah.
was cool. But I expected Fusion to win it. I don't. I mean, I could be wrong, but I didn't like the late hit. Maybe the Rampage boys were like, do it. I don't know. They cut that stuff out usually, but if not, that was kind of a shady thing to do.
Yeah.
they didn't seem like they had too much of a problem with it, but I could be
Yeah,
wrong. But yeah, 'cause they seem to have they had the same reaction that like Jonathan Schultz had with that last hit in the Ice Wave fight, and where he didn't seem to care at all. And
yeah,
that's kind of what it seemed like from the Rampage side. But I could
yeah.
be
It's
wrong.
probably not a
Like
big deal.
they could have asked for it. They could have been unhappy with it. But the positive thing is that I think they lasted longer than both War Easy and Aegis did when they fought Fusion,
Yeah, they did.
which is a good
Yeah.
sign for them. But yeah, this was another quick knockout for Fusion. They advanced to the next round where they took on Lockjaw. So, anything else on
Yep.
this battle?
No.
Next up, we got this battle. This battle where same summary as the last battle, pretty much, except there was a little more entertainment to it. As yeah, we rewatched some of the fights before this podcast, and they told me to crank up the Civilian told me to crank up the volume for
I told you
this
to crank
part.
up the
Oh,
volume.
Pory told me to crank up the volume.
No, I told him to.
We both did.
You both told me to crank the volume up for that part for this battle, and yeah, there will be and yes, and one of you can explain why.
Reaching sound.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he just he just was sad because it had to fight Bloodsport. So it had this kind of weird, like this weird teenage girl. So it just kind of cried because had to fight Bloodsport.
Oddly enough, that was a reasonable impression of the sound we heard. Like that's not
Yeah.
exactly what it is, of course, but
Close.
it was very close to it.
It's like oh, it's like
This is a fight that definitely happened, but you can tell that like the Aegis guys are just kind of like they just did this fight for fun pretty much because they're clearly just having fun with it. They're just goofing off. You know, the one guy presses the button with the tire and stuff.
Oh yeah, like even they told Bloodsport to go hit them again and stuff. Like yeah,
Yeah.
that's more stuff just to support Pory's point here. As yeah, as they were Yes, they were having a lot of trouble even getting ready for this battle after Fusion annihilated them in their first battle, including they had a lot of help from their other team from the other teams on this, but gotta give Aegis a lot of credit for getting back into the arena, and they might not have lost, they might not have won once again, but we saw a reasonable show from this one, um, even though it ended in another quick KO. Anything else in the two of you?
Not much more I can say.
Hmm. Civilian Arc's got nothing else to say too. Dang, he's quiet over on his end.
Damn.
What do you think he's doing this time?
He's microwaving a pizza.
Yeah, he's probably microwaving a pizza this time. Geez, we didn't use the toaster thing this time.
Anyway, let's move
He's
on to
back.
the next
He's done microwaving that pizza, I see.
Okay.
my
Oh,
computer disconnected.
oh,
I did it.
that would be why.
What happened?
Nothing. We just
Oh,
said you were gone you were gone microwaving a pizza.
Jesus Christ!
wait, no, you missed that
Why
Bloodsport
would you
beat. You
rather
just
why would you rather us say toaster instead?
This is what I have to listen to, podcast viewers. This is what I have to listen to every day. And I do not enjoy it.
Why not? You gotta earn that good old cash from here.
yeah.
Cash? I don't get paid.
I know, I get it all.
Yep.
Where's my money then?
It went to
I,
Pori
I yeah.
Why don't I get any money?
I can
because of
have
the
things you
because of
buy.
that bad Black Dragon talk during the episode before Black Dragon beat Ribot.
Oh my god. You understand Pory did that too, and also you guys trash talk Tantrum worse than I trash talked Black Dragon.
I would disagree with that, but
Yeah,
let's go ahead and get on to the next battle, which I'm sure that Pori's gonna have more words to say about this one, maybe. Hey, but
Yeah.
we got Hijinks and Slammo in this one, so yeah, probably overall summary of this battle. We saw uh, in the first bunch of it, we saw a few nice hits from Hijinks. An epic suplex from Slammo here. Hijinks is
Yeah.
not exactly the design where you could suplex it very easily. Slammo managed to succeed at that one here. And where I'm mostly
Yeah.
going with by it's not that easy of a bot to suplex is if it's got the horizontal spinner spinning, it's a little bit harder to accomplish that task.
Yeah, definitely.
But then eventually, controversy he lit up when Hijinks started having drive on one side and was both driving in circles and crab walking at times too. So
Yeah.
Slammo ended up having the driving forward, driving backwards a few times. It was to meet with hijinks and stuff. And then eventually, I think I would guess their drive system quit or something like that, and they couldn't move as well. Slammo got
Yeah.
counted out, giving hijinks the KO. But then people are wondering, people, viewers, and Craig Danby are wondering, should hijinks have been counted out here? Should they have been counted out before Slammo was counted out? Now, as Craig Danby, of course, commented after the fight where he thinks they should have been counted out. I think Jen was even shocked they weren't counted out based off of the
Yeah.
look when she was celebrating Slammo getting counted out and them getting the victory. And yeah, Poor, you want to just share your argument on this one?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have rules in this rule set that crab walking is not allowed. A lot of robots have been counted out for far more better movement than Hijinks was doing in this fight, and at that point, Slammo was still moving normally for probably like 10 seconds after that. So, just I feel Hijinks should have been counted out. I mean, it's not really a huge deal because I don't think either of them would have won the next fight anyway, but I still think that Slammo probably should have won that fight just because Hijinks clearly lost drive on one side.
Yeah, fair enough. So, you got anything civilian on that?
okay, so Pory does make a few good points here, but I feel like Hijinks was just the more mobile robot. Like, Slammo was just honestly didn't see it moving like in straight lines, if I'm being honest. Like I feel like Slammo did a bit of crab walking also.
Moving in a straight line.
Like but like I just feel like Hijinks was just a bit more mobile, I guess.
I mean, after Slammo died, sure, but like it's still like they were still like driving in circles pretty much. And
I
at most, I feel it should have gone to like a judge's decision
yeah, I
as
feel
a
like it
double
should have been
KO.
I feel like it should have been a double KO in my opinion cuz like neither bots were really moving.
Yeah,
Yeah, in my opinion here, I think either both of them should have been counted out here, or hijinks probably should have been counted out. But I'm personally not going to argue with it because of a point
yeah,
we're kind of going to explain coming up here during this battle. Like yeah, hijinks was crab walking, driving in circles and stuff. But then, of course, though, Slammo didn't have movement after a portion of that as well. The big problem that's here is like there's just so much inconsistency when it comes to this. Like
Exactly.
Battlebots says like you gotta show controlled movement here, but they don't exactly do a good job defining what exactly is known as controlled movement here. No, as if we
I
kind
think
of use some previous fights like Witch Doctor and Death Roll, where Witch Doctor is crab walking at the end of that battle here.
He
Well,
didn't do
after
anything.
they weren't moving, they eventually started crab walking while they got counted out and the countdown stopped. Like, they didn't get counted out there. There would
Yeah.
be Tombstone and Scorpios, like when there was 5 seconds left on the countdown, and Scorpios finally freed Tombstone after they were pinned,
like
and
I
and
I think there was just
Tombstone got counted out for that, and
think there was just like editing. I think there was some weird editing at work with that one. Like,
There was editing though. Craig Danby wouldn't have been so pissed off about it though.
oh, editing was Scorpios and Tombstone.
Oh yeah, well, Ray Billings was pissed off at that fight.
yeah, which even they've mentioned on Twitter how, or not Twitter, Facebook, how there were many issues with that fight, right, and stuff like. most of
Yeah,
that
Ray
most of that
doesn't.
like wasn't real. Most of that was mostly communication problems because Tombstone didn't know, like Ray Billings didn't even know he was counted out until after Scorpios was celebrating because supposedly they didn't have communication from the referee for that fight because
Like,
something on that part was down.
Yeah,
like he,
it's really not so much that like I just want consistency, which there absolutely isn't. Like like let's look at the semifinals in season 3 and the semifinals in season 4. Uh, Whiplash gets counted out against Bite Force for doing some pretty good crab walking, but Witch Doctor doesn't get counted out against Death Roll for doing more or less the same. There's just it's not consistent at all.
Witch Doctor was winning and Death Roll wasn't, and Whiplash was losing, and Force
It
wasn't.
doesn't
Like,
matter though. But the
uh,
point is, the Whiplash got
but
counted out, and Death
what I'm
and Witch Doctor
but
didn't.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like they feel like it's going to spread so much controversy is what I'm thinking that's happening with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then they shouldn't have counted out Whiplash. What's the worst that could happen? Bite Force does more damage to it, and it's better for ratings. It's just very inconsistent, and it almost feels like the more popular a robot is, the more likely they are to like get a little bit of a pass.
yeah, it's something
Yeah.
I'm hoping for the next season of BattleBots, as I hope they stick with one of those systems. Now, a system like
Yeah.
I like that both Robot Wars and Bugglebots have each used for their competition was if you're driving in circles, you would get counted out, but if you could leave your circumference, you wouldn't get counted out. Oh, it
Yeah.
is.
If that's the case, that's fine as long as
Yeah,
they're consistent about it and they don't give anyone special treatment and they don't, count out someone who's leaving the circumference. As long as they're consistent about it, then I'm a happy boy. But they can make whatever rule they want.
of course. Yeah, same here. So yeah, anything else on this battle here?
No.
Anything from you, civilian?
Holy Diver,
Wow.
Wow, holy diver.
Yeah, they lost.
Yep.
just
Oh,
like how
shit.
K2 lost to Duck.
Oh, he's using that now. He's using
Wow.
my epic driving moment for that.
Yeah, if I fought Holy Diver as Duck, I would win.
You already do that, and you lost.
No,
No,
I
that
didn't.
was me who was driving Duck.
Yeah, if I drove Duck in that fight, the Holy Diver would be out of the arena. The fish would be in the ceiling. We'd all be victorious, and I'd be rubbing it in your face.
Okay.
Whatever, it doesn't matter because
Okay.
Holy Diver was out after the opening round anyway. K2 did better than it in Battlebots Annihilation.
Civilian
I
Act,
heard
let's leave this podcast. Get on Parsec. We're gonna fight.
Yep.
that. We'll do this right now, Pory.
We continue the podcast alone.
Sure. Let's do it. All right. So next up, Lockjaw and Fusion. So, yep, Civilian Arc left, and I will ban him from joining here. But of course, he's back, so I can't ban him from joining this. So.
What was that?
Just a little joke.
Uh huh.
But yeah, so we saw Lockjaw and Fusion in this one. I felt like Lockjaw was going to have a bit of a challenge with this one here, with that horizontal spinners. I wasn't sure what a weapon on weapon collision exactly would do between those two bots. I think that's something I mentioned at the predictions podcast for this one. So, but yeah, we saw a bunch of big action from both of these bots. Lockjaw came with a new attachment for this one, a different backside attachment than what we've seen in their previous few fights, which I think was a little more prepared for the drum spinner than the horizontal
Yeah,
spinner, because I believe he kind of used it to kind of keep that vertical spinner away from Lockjaw and try to keep that from doing a lot of its thing. But
yeah,
yeah, Donald Hudson definitely needed to be on his A game for this one, and sure enough, he was. And we saw Fusion explode for part of the fight, but not the end of the fight in this one, which is always fun to see.
it
And
only exploded a little bit, you know.
yeah, we saw the shockwave, but we didn't see the aftershock.
Yeah,
Yeah, we always see the aftershock right away with Fusion, but not in this case. So
yeah,
what
but
are
yeah.
you both? What are your thoughts on this battle from both of you?
Blackjaw did more or less what I expected it to. I didn't think that Fusion was gonna beat it, to be honest, unless it got like a really lucky hit. So it just, and Lockjaw was pretty well driven. That attachment was weird. It was something. I get why they did it though. It seemed like it was a good idea in theory.
Got anything civilian? Or are you cooking pizza in a toaster again?
His internet probably died again.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yep, he's
Hello?
back. He's back once again.
Am I muted?
No,
I was muted the entire time.
what? How are you muted the entire time?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it said
weird.
on my end that you weren't muted.
I was. That's weird.
Heh, whatever. But yeah, you got any thoughts on this battle?
Yeah, it was a good performance from Lockjaw. Like Corey said, I didn't see Fusion winning this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way as long as Donald didn't make a major driving error. Cuz yeah, the big concern I had for this battle, which yeah, could have been the case cuz I was actually expecting Donald to go with the rear plow for this battle for that horizontal spinner, or was potentially Fusion could get a wheel or two with a similar strategy that Ray used against Lockjaw or something like that. And the good
Yeah.
news is that didn't happen in this one because Lockjaw got the shots they needed. Then Fusion
Like,
had a mini explosion in that.
well, I feel like they would have done well without with the back plow anyway. But I feel like the attachment they use here is probably better suited for something like that.
Yeah, I feel like if I was in Donald Hudson's position, I'd be more scared of the vert than I would be of the horizontal.
With me, it would be the opposite, but yeah, I definitely see that case. So So yeah, anything else in this battle, or should we get to the next one?
There you go.
And now, before Civilian Arc makes fun of me for choosing hijinks for the not just this battle but the entire bounty, hear me out on this. Hear me out on this fight. Hear me out on this fight. So I did pick
He
hijinks for this one. What I was going with for this fight was that if they got their weapon up to full speed and everything, their blade was both longer and it was lower than Bloodsport's spinner. So they could potentially catch the sides, hit the sides hard, potentially knock off wheels eventually, and do some severe damage without getting hit from Bloodsport's spinner, assuming they kept their front towards Bloodsport. Unfortunately, though, while that while that did not work out so well for me, as so yeah, hijinks did. I was right about hijinks' weapon range and the weapon being lower than Bloodsport's horizontal spinner. They did manage to get a few good hits in on Bloodsport, but that wasn't enough. And eventually, Bloodsport, in a way, kind of box rushed them because Hijinks' spinner wasn't speeding up to crazy speeds. As I'm not sure if that was a weapon issue or something like that, but Bloodsport took advantage of that, managed to land a ton of shots of their own, and that led them to victory in that battle. So yeah, thoughts on this battle?
What?
Yeah, we know Civilian Arc's got something going on his end.
So that was a good fight. I knew Bloodsport had it in him. But I definitely could see why you thought that hijinks would do the thing, you know. So, but it was a fun fight either way. It was nice to see them duke it out.
Yeah. It was a fun, and I will be honest, I did think hijinks would beat Bloodsport.
Wow,
I
he
didn't.
supported it too, even after he made fun of me for it.
You said you
Well, I
thought
suppose you
hijinks
were
was gonna
really
win the
making
whole
fun of
thing.
me for
You thought
picking
hijinks was
hijinks
gonna
to
win.
win the whole thing.
Yeah, you thought hijinks was gonna beat Lockjaw
Yeah. Yeah, as you
and
might
Beta.
know, these two bounties were both a mess for at least me. As
Come
yeah,
on,
I
man.
picked Jackpot to win the Tombstone bounty. They were out in the first round. Uh, this one, and I picked Hijinks for it, and yeah,
And I picked this entire bounty correctly.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
this
gotta
wasn't this half of your 16-0.
Yeah, the other half was episode 11 fight. The episode 11 fights.
Bravo to you.
Thank you.
And you remember when I roasted you for bragging about being 16-0 by
Nope.
mentioning that Copperhead
Never
fights in
have,
the
never
next
will.
episode, and
Nope.
that they
Never
could
have, never
and
will.
that their
Never have, never
championship
will.
run might end,
Never
and
have,
their
never will.
championship run actually did
Never
end.
have, never will. Never have, don't remember that. Never have, never will.
Fun times during this podcast. These are a lot
I
of
do
fun.
not. I do not remember that. Never have, never will.
Wow.
Got anything, Pory, while you were sitting back enjoying that?
No, I'm just sitting back enjoying the ride. You know.
Yeah, that's how it be sometimes.
Yeah, you know.
Your uppercut, I need to see that dab, that one more dab for Civilian Arc, and then all three roasts. There
That's
we go.
cringe. Cringe. Dabs are cringe.
Yeah, anything else on this fight, or should we get to Bloodsport and Lockjaw?
Big deal.
Yeah, we'll get to Big Dill right here, as you could see, Big Dill. Big Dill is off screen somewhere, as this was a rumble between the three of
It,
them,
it's
and
it's facing an 11-year-old child right now.
yeah. But
I
yeah,
hear it.
here we go. So for Lockjaw and Bloodsport, the winner of this took on Beta, and Lockjaw came in with the rear plow, the same type strategy they used against Captain Shredderator. Slow down that spinner, and then get in some nice shots with the vertical spinner. And I'm gonna be completely honest. This fight was Donald Hudson's best driving performance of the entire season. He drove this
That's
fight
true.
brilliantly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he like almost never this season has he had a perfect driving performance than that right there.
Yeah, I
No,
agree.
Even
he turned the back plow towards Bloodsport at the perfect moments. Same thing with the vertical spinner, and yeah, he did a great job in this fight.
if I'm being honest, I think that's the best Lockjaw's ever performed since like 2018.
I'd
Yeah.
agree with that as
About
well. But yeah, so pretty much a summary of this battle was that Lockjaw simply backed that back plow into Bloodsport's spinner or many times. But then when Bloodsport's spinner started overheating, they slowed down the spinner. Lockjaw used that opportunity to turn their vertical spinner and land a few nice hits in there, even if they had it slowly spinning up at times. And managed to send Bloodsport, not just send Bloodsport flying a few times, but managed to tear pieces and chunks off of Bloodsport's spinner, and eventually Bloodsport's weapon was quite unbalanced, and they even had trouble self-righting at one point in the battle. And this battle did end up going the full 3 minutes, as of what I can remember, and
Yeah.
stuff, and Lockjaw got the judge's decision and unanimously, as kind of
yeah,
expected here. Here's
Yeah.
I
I was
personally I agreed with the decision, and yeah, I wouldn't think I probably would have given I would have given Bloodsport an aggression point, but that's it probably.
yeah, like that was all Lockjaw. Like that,
Yeah,
it even
Yeah.
yeah got like I remember it gave a shot where it hit him like a few feet in the air, and that was like I didn't think Lockjaw was capable of a hit like that.
Yeah, that was a really fun hit. That was my favorite part of the fight.
but yeah, this was excellent stuff from Lockjaw here in this one. Like, was a good way to go out for Bloodsport as well. As never seen a spinner take damage like that and have the bot still able to function for the rest of the full 3 minutes. So, oh yeah, gotta give Bloodsport quite a bit of credit for stuff like that. Anything else
Yeah.
from you two on this match?
No?
Uh,
Anything else from you, Civilian?
I called it.
And well done to you. The good news is I did have
Um,
Lockjaw in the final for this one. I might have had them losing it because I predicted that Hijinks might get to the wheels of Lockjaw if he had a slip up error, but which led
Come
to
on,
that.
man.
But yeah,
I had Lockjaw winning this.
Yeah. Good job, Pory. We're both epic.
Thanks.
oh, and I'm not epic.
Well, you didn't predict Lockjaw going all the way this bounty, so I mean,
Hmm, whatever. Got to get some
you
wrong.
predicted Bronco and Ice Wave,
I
right? So that
predicted
makes you
Bronco
have to.
right. I predicted Ice Wave right. I predicted Sal right. I predicted the runner up of the
You
Witch
did
Doctor
not.
one.
Oh, I meant fully right because I'm like I did.
Like,
I
no, I
meant
didn't
like
predict that one fully right. Not the Sal one. I didn't predict that one fully right. The only ones I predicted fully right, by predicting right, I meant I picked the champion out.
I think I predicted every single bot making it, like every single bot becoming the bounty hunter except like Jackpot, and that was gruff.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, now we have the battle between the bounty and the legend. We got Lockjaw and Beta for this one. Two legends in the sport here. So, well, at least in their own ways and stuff. So,
Yeah.
Lockjaw, who is well known around here. Here, Beta, who's very well known over in the UK area and always appeared down here in Battlebots, especially during the Comedy Central era, too. So, but yeah, so Beta came in with their vertical spinner configuration that they used against Ribots here. Of course, though, once again, it was kind of problematic because Beta just really struggled to just get anything going in this fight against Lockjaw. As Lockjaw put in some extra top armor, but I don't know exactly how much they really needed it. I think they did take a hit or two, but other than that, like it was all Lockjaw in this fight.
Yeah.
So, thoughts on this bell from the two of you?
Well, I mean, I didn't think that Beta would be able to beat Lockjaw unless they got like a lucky hit, I guess. But
yeah,
you know, Lockjaw did good. They held their own. They drove really well, and they did pretty much exactly what I was anticipating.
yeah, I kind of wish Lockjaw. I mean, no, not Lockjaw. I kind of wish Beta fired the hammer more because
Yeah.
like I feel that uh this was their last fight ever in BattleBots 2020. So like that is well, right?
Yeah, just go crazy with it, you know.
Exactly. They should have given Gabriel the controls to the hammer.
That's what I'm thinking they should do for next time.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gabriel would go nuts and stuff. Yes,
Yeah,
I think it's the other teammate who operates the hammer, if I remember right.
probably.
Because yeah, typically John Reed does the driving, and then one of his teammates operates the hammer. Because I know in
Yeah.
2016, the captain of Quantum, who was John Reed's partner in that one, operated the hammer or
Oh
for
yeah, he did.
Beta. And Robot Wars, I forget who his partner was who operated the hammer. And
Wait for
But it,
good hit.
yeah, I had
but
to
yeah,
wait for a good hit.
same diff here, but yeah, still. Yeah, still was overall a fun fight. Was nice to see Lockjaw claim the bounty and the extra prize money here, and
Yeah.
hopefully Lockjaw ends up being a legend for next season. I could see that totally happening. I hope it does
Well,
happen.
I feel like Lockjaw should have been a legend over Beta, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah. I would agree with
I'm
him.
kind of in the middle personally because both of them are a legend like in their own ways is and
Like,
stuff
well,
yeah, like both of them do have major points like what you're probably about to say, so go ahead, civilian.
it's like Lockjaw has like 6 giant nuts. That's a total of 3 pairs of nuts. So yeah,
Yeah, I kind of felt like Lockjaw should have been a legend as well, but in my opinion, I just wasn't sure exactly who to take out. But then, of course, though, there are other people who are saying Beta is the one that should have been taken out. But
if Ice Wave wasn't like bounty only, if it was in the competition, if it was actually in the competition, I feel like they should have taken Ice Wave out.
Yeah.
Lockjaw, like since it was like just there for the bounty, then I feel like it should have been Beta.
yeah, as my opinion was kind of like Ice Wave, Bronco, and Sal were all bounty only. They should be legends. Tombstone and Witch Doctor are two of the biggest names in BattleBots. They should be in, as well. And
Yeah.
then yeah, the last one kind of reduces it down to Lockjaw and Beta for that last one here, which, yeah, either one would be something I'd totally be happy with because both of them are legends in the sport. Yeah, Donald Hudson definitely has more championships than John Reed, but then yeah, you kind of get the idea of where I'm at
Yeah.
least trying to go with that, because yeah, so we know Donald Hudson was involved a lot with the Comedy Central era, including won a few competitions and that, then
Hmm.
participated in other competitions in between Battlebots and the Comedy Central era Battlebots. John Reed's done a lot of stuff in Comedy Central era Battlebots, Robot Wars as well, as he's been in, I believe, almost every season of that. And then
And King of Bots.
yeah, King of Bots as well, as he and Gabriel partnered up and came with a flipper bot to that. And yeah, then
Hmm.
there's Battlebots with Beta. Uh, so, but yeah, it
Yeah.
was definitely a difficult choice. I was going to ask you to this at the end of the next podcast. Might as well ask this here. If they brought back bounty hunters, how do you guys think it should be run exactly? Or more like, who do you think the legends should be for next season?
Uh, um,
I could probably share
like,
my opinion first if you guys want to think about it or something like that.
yeah, yeah, you go ahead and
I personally
tell
think
us.
they should expand it to 8 bounty hunters or 8 legends for this one. My reason is that I think Tombstone and Witch Doctor should be bounties as well. The 4 teams that won their bounty, also stop the video right here if you don't want to hear spoilers on the last 2 bounties, because I'm kind of gonna do that here. So, like Rotator, Scorpios, Gigabyte, and Lockjaw, who all won their bounties, I think they all should become legends here. Like, all four
Yeah.
of them are major names in the sports. I think all four, yeah, all four big names in the sport. I think they all should be legends, and in the sport. Like, yeah, they all should be legends for bounty hunters if they are given the opportunity. And then I think they should expand it to 8, add 2 more to that, which I would add Minotaur if they return. Ernest
Hmm.
Minotaur did set up a GoFundMe page showing they are hoping to be back to BattleBots once again, which I hope they do as well because they are my favorite BattleBots. And then if Bite Force returns, potentially add Bite Force to that, or
Or
add some,
Endgame.
or yeah, Endgame as well. Some Waiachi bot too. Well, probably like Sao or maybe Hydra as well. Oh, something like that. Maybe even Captain
Yeah.
Shredder here too, because Captain Shredder or Hypershock too. Like all
Captain
those bots like
Shredder should
aren't
not
very
be a
were
bounty bot.
I
yeah,
don't
not
think
exactly
either of
good
those
quality, which
two.
is probably why that's a bad idea. But yeah,
So, like, my opinion is like it should stay as 6 because, like, the thing with the bounties is like it was kind of convenient because like we already had the 3 with Sal, Bronco, and Ice Wave. The thing about finding the other 3 legends was that they had to find the bots that like didn't go into like the final 8 because like if you notice, none of the bots that competed in the bounties or were the bounties made it to the quarterfinals. So like they had to, and like conveniently enough, none of like the real legends of the sport except for like I'd say Hydra maybe made it to the quarterfinals, even though I wouldn't necessarily call Hydra a legend.
Yeah.
So like
I'm probably
I
gonna
think it
say
should.
Whiplash instead for that last one. Yeah,
Um,
Whiplash or Endgame is what I'd say.
well, Endgame,
Whiplash kind of
Endgame.
where I'm going with Whiplash is like Matty Vasquez's father, because he was heavily involved with combat robotics and stuff. Like, they've been around as much as the Waiachis have and stuff. Like, their history is kind
Yeah.
of where I'm going with that part.
I
But yeah, you could
I
still make
guess yeah.
some big arguments with that.
So like the 6 I think should be the bounties I don't think it should be Scorpios or Rotator. I don't think they're like big enough to be like bounties yet. Because like, I feel like to be a bounty, I feel like you have to be like at least a semi-finalist, like Battlebots. Because like Lockjaw was a semi. Okay, so basically, I feel like it should be Tombstone and Witch Doctor because they survived their fights against spoilers for again against Sub Zero and Rough. And then I feel like it should be also Lockjaw and Gigabyte because like Lockjaw, it's Donald Hudson, and Gigabyte has also had a lot of like the team itself has had a lot of experience in the sport.
Gigabyte's another good choice.
Um, as for the others, Minotaur if it joins, but if it Minotaur and Bite Force if they come back, but if they don't come back, I feel like they should have Cobalt if Cobalt returns.
Cobalt shouldn't be a legend. They didn't do good enough in BattleBots.
Yeah, but they're like big and like international wise.
Yeah, but BattleBots doesn't care about that.
It doesn't mean they shouldn't be bounties.
In my opinion,
Battle
Robot Wars cares even less about that.
Oh yeah, they do.
well,
Oh,
that's Robot Wars. So like in my opinion it should be Cobalt. And then
I wouldn't give it to Cobalt.
It's your
give it
opinion. It's your opinion, civilian.
Yeah,
Go
I mean it's
ahead.
your
Go ahead
opinion.
and
It's
keep
fine.
going.
Nothing wrong with that.
and then if I think the final bounty should be Grass Kicker.
Wow. I can't tell if were you actually joking by that one.
Yes, of course I was joking.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like the final bounty should be uh I actually want to say I feel like the bounty should be the I it's I feel like it should be Hydra just because
Yeah, I mean if you want.
I mean they've been undefeated in each of their regular seasons and they did pretty well in the 2020 postseason.
Yeah, but I mean 2 seasons, that's not really enough to be a legend in my opinion.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I guess, but like, just because like Waiachi team, you know,
Yeah,
like
but I mean
Waiachi team has good spinner, they make that bounty. Waiachi team has good flipper, make that the bounty.
yeah, I guess. I'm trying to think. I mean, I feel Endgame should probably get one. Um,
Yeah, like Endgame should get one. The thing is, I don't. It's like I think Endgame should also get one. I guess I guess I'd swap out Endgame over Hydra, but like here's the thing: they have to make like all six of those robots. They need to be like not make it to the quarterfinals is the thing, or like the final episode.
I think the bounty bosses could afford to make it later into the bracket. I just think the actual bounty competitors might be an issue because it's easy to do. It's easy to do. Just they could easily just do one fight. A lot of robots that go deep in the bracket do exhibition fights sometimes. But I mean, they wouldn't enter the bounty though, because that's 4 fights potentially.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think they could win one fight if they do go far, and you still don't know if Endgame's going to go far. You don't know if Lockjaw is going to go far. Like any of these robots could go far, and
Like I
even if
feel
they
like
did go far, I wouldn't count them out.
between like all the few I've mentioned, I feel like Tombstone's gonna make it like somewhat far.
Yeah.
Same thing with Witch Doctor. I actually think Lockjaw's gonna have another breakout season. Same thing with Gigabyte.
Yeah.
Uh, I think Hydra's gonna do fairly well. I think if Cobalt returns, it's gonna do fairly well. Same thing with if Minotaur returns, I think it's gonna be like definitely at least semifinalist, probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Minotaur's gonna do well.
Bite Force, it's probably gonna be the champ again, unless it
I want
fights
to see somebody take down Bite Force.
unless it fights like
Yeah.
Shatter or something. Like, cause I could see like Shatter beating Bite Force.
Yeah, I could see Adam really landing the perfect shot to take out Bite Force.
Should just do a robot bounty.
Nah.
What about a Tantrum bounty?
Oh,
Black Dragon bounty.
Oh,
maybe.
Black Dragon did do better than Ribot in both seasons.
Yeah, but robot, they paid robot.
They paid Ribot now. You're saying Ribot
Yeah.
let them win. Now you're saying they're paid him
Yeah,
to
because
win.
they got paid.
he
'Cause
just
they
he
got
just like
paid.
this. Pory just likes to change the story.
It's
Yeah.
the same story.
Pory likes to come
They
up with
let Black
excuses
Dragon
just
win.
because I have bragging rights
No,
because of Black Dragon
no.
beating Ribot.
Pory,
They let Black Dragon win because Black Dragon handed them a big bag of money.
I don't think that
This is how
sounds
it
like the
is.
team. They
kind
were
of like
It is
how
the
recovering from the
they
team.
damage they took from Tombstone rather than giving them money. Because Black Dragon,
Yeah, they
they're all
gave
good
that
people.
exactly. They suffered damage from Tombstone. They figured it was more lucrative to give
and Ribot
Team
didn't
Ribot a
suffer
big
damage.
bag of money.
Ribot didn't suffer damage from uppercut,
Well, yeah, they were able to fix it with the money that Black Dragon gave them.
but I don't. Why wouldn't? What?
Listen, just trust me on this one.
I don't think I should trust you on
No,
this one, Pory.
I would have, but this is kind of. No.
Gabriel
I think David
from
Jin would
Team Black
even roll
Dragon
his
went up to
eyes at
David
you.
Jin, and he even had he had a big like burlap sack with a dollar sign on it,
I feel
and
like
he handed
David.
it to David. And he's like, "Here
I,
you go."
I feel like the Ribot team has you on some kind of watch list, Pory.
Yeah, they're gonna want
Real
that.
team
They're
loves
gonna want
me.
that shirt back after that.
Yeah.
They love me. Why? Because they just. I mean, they would have beaten Black Dragon. Let's be real here. They're
No, they
gonna
No,
would
beat
not
Black
have.
Dragon. They're gonna go all the way next season. They're gonna win
Pory.
the Giant Knight. They're gonna have a bounty. It's gonna be beautiful. They're gonna take out Tombstone. They're gonna take out Bite Force. They're gonna take out Grass Kicker. They're gonna take out every robot in the field. They're gonna take out Mammoth. They're gonna take out Big Dill.
They're gonna take out Mobius.
Yeah,
I know you're
Mobius.
talking about Tantrum right now, but you're talking about Ribot. I don't know what's
Mobius,
going on.
a Mobius Ribot final, or at least we would have gotten it if Mobius had gotten in. Battlebots, and you know, no.
Well, anything else on these? On both either of these bounties? Or
I
any
just
more
want to.
banter talk?
Uh, okay, everyone. I just want to say these two keep saying I rigged Annihilation.
He did.
I don't. Annihilation is a fair, fun RA2 series, and you definitely should watch it. You should hit that like button. You should subscribe
Smash
now,
that subscribe button.
and you should just tap that bell for notifications because I'm never on.
And you'll
Like I'm the
stay
most
tuned for my expose on Annihilation. It's coming.
like I'm the most inconsistent BattleBots fan page YouTuber out there.
And yet you want them to subscribe to you.
Yes. so they can see how inconsistent it is.
No, they should just subscribe to me since I'm actually consistent.
True.
Or Pory as well, because he's also consistent.
I'm
They
trying.
should they should subscribe to me because I'm cool.
Are you,
That's true.
though?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are cool.
You're a good guy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, you
I
think
know.
Tantrum's gonna win the giant nut, but other than that, you're
Oh, yeah.
solid.
Well, I mean, okay, at least I didn't finish my season in the quarterfinals.
Yeah. Well, at least my original pick for champion didn't finish in a round of 32.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Who did I predict? I predicted Tantrum to win all day, every day.
Yo,
All day,
okay.
never day.
Okay, those are fighting words. Them street rules,
At
Green.
least,
Yo.
Pory's bot might have made the top 8, but at least he was honest that his bot finished in the top 8, no matter how many excuses he tries to come up with. Compared
I
to
come
you,
up
where
with I
your
come up with
original, compared to
excuses
you,
that
where
are
your
true.
original pick lost in the round of 32, and then you
No, it didn't.
transitioned over to Tantrum.
Never transitioned over to Tantrum. I was always Tantrum. I've been Tantrum since it fought Valkyrie.
You should, hey
Yo,
viewers, you should check the podcast from when we did bracket
okay.
predictions if you want to
Yep.
see that being true.
Viewers, you should check the mid-season ranking podcast when I said I thought Tantrum would be the dark horse of the season. And you should also check the episode 10 podcast when we were talking about Tantrum versus Gamma 9. And I said Tantrum was going to win it all.
I don't think that was episode 10.
Yeah, it was.
Episode 10, I think, was the start of the round of 32.
No, it wasn't. Episode 10 Whiplash, was the Whiplash Valkyrie main
Never
event
mind. Yeah,
episode.
yeah, you're right.
Listen, I'm just saying. I'm just being real here. Ribot should have won that fight.
Yeah,
No,
okay. Okay.
no.
Yeah. Hey,
Ribot got
Mr.
destroyed in that
Tantrum
fight with
fan.
Black Dragon.
Yeah, well, so Tantrum would have gotten destroyed too.
Okay.
You would have.
Yeah,
Okay, Bory.
we
Look,
already proved it in RA2 that Black
look,
Dragon
pal.
would.
Oh,
Yeah, but
you look,
I tried to give you a free win
Yeah, there'll
against
be
Black
that
Dragon,
too.
and you so
you
lost.
look, Bory. I'm tired of you making fun of me all the time.
Yeah, okay.
Wow. And he
I
says
think
he.
you're green just as much.
There's gonna be some changes.
Okay. You're gonna get it.
Why? What are the changes, civilian?
Oh, no free Pop Tarts anymore.
Free Pop Tarts. I don't even
Only
like
Green
Pop.
gets
I don't
them.
even like Pop Tarts anyway, so it's not like I really cared.
I mean, I don't really
Uh,
care because the Pop Tarts you give me are crappy strawberry ones without icing anyway.
Yeah, that's because you keep simping for Riball. Once you
I'll sit
convert
for
to
Ribot till the day I die. I don't want to hear it.
once you convert to tantrumism, I'll give you a cherry Pop Tart with all the icing in the world.
No? You kidding? Why would I want a disgusting cherry Pop Tart?
Well, what flavor do you like?
Like the blueberry or the wild berry
Gross. You like
or,
blueberry?
or rare flavor, like not disgusting as cherry. Like, come on, man.
Gross. Blueberry?
Blueberry Pop Tarts are delicious, and if you don't agree with me, then you're wrong.
I like how we transitioned from Battlebots to Pop Tarts.
What's your favorite kind of Pop Tart, Mister?
I don't really like any of the fruit flavored ones, to be honest. Like,
Wow.
I'm not a big Pop Tarts fan, is the thing.
Wow.
There's really not much
Pla-
more I could really say.
Classic green.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Pop Tarts are one thing that Civilian Art cooks in the toaster.
Listen,
What?
I don't
That
want to
wasn't
hear
said
it.
to make fun of you.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed
No,
to cook Pop Tarts.
I thought you cooked them in the microwave.
No, you toast those.
Oh,
Do you
all right.
microwave
You
Pop Tarts?
microwave your Pop
Nope,
Tarts?
nope, nope,
Corey, I
nope,
think we need to
Wow.
make fun of him for that now.
We got this
nope.
expose going on now.
Alright, group
I don't know.
chat now.
Oh God. What the? Oh, what the hell?
Hey, watch your language. This is a family friendly podcast.
Yeah, well, there's no family and there's no friends here, so
The friends
except
of the
Wow.
viewers.
they haven't subbed to me, so
Yeah, because they like me better.
no, they
Better, I
like
don't even know her.
Beta. I don't even know her. Annie, are you okay? I don't even know her.
There we go. Check the group chat.
Oh God. What did you do?
Did you know
You
that
know,
Civilian Art cooks his Pop Tarts in the microwave? We find more and more ways to make fun of Civilian Art. That's another pro of doing these podcasts.
Wow.
Is anything else from you guys on any of this stuff?
No.
All right. Well, thank you for checking out this podcast and all of our awesome banter talk. Hopefully, you enjoyed it all, and I will hopefully see you next time. Civilian
Yeah,
Art
I
cooks
love
his
this guy.
his pizza in a toaster.